Greetings, this is Hoss Turlington of Jay, Oklahoma, the Delaware County seat. The purpose of this video is to announce my candidacy for Delaware County Sheriff and to tell you what you can expect immediately when I am Sheriff. The reason I'm running for Sheriff is because I know what good law enforcement looks like, and Delaware County doesn't have it. There are some good individual officers, but countywide, professionalism is a problem. The first thing you'll notice when I'm Sheriff are standards. To be clear, a good law enforcement officer must be physically capable of doing his job. He must be ethically sound. He must be technically proficient. And he must be courteous because he's a public servant. When I'm Sheriff, these will be standards, not recommendations. Every deputy will understand and agree to these standards as a condition of employment. As a former law enforcement officer and a non-commissioned officer in the Army, I know that leaders must meet the same standards they enforce on their subordinates. You can't have a sheriff who's holding his deputies to high standards if the sheriff himself fails to meet those standards. Physical fitness. As sheriff, I will implement height weight standards similar to our militaries. Perhaps allow 10% over what the Army allows for weight. We will also follow a rehabilitation program for overweight deputies, where overweight deputies can keep their jobs as long as they make reasonable progress losing weight, like 3 pounds a month. At any rate, when I'm Sheriff, we will end morbid obesity at the Delaware County Sheriff's Office. That should never be an issue in a law enforcement unit. The bottom line is that every law enforcement officer, including the sheriff, must be capable of apprehending a hostile suspect. I will not tolerate obese deputies in my department. Ethics. Delaware County has a long, dark history of corruption in law enforcement and in government. There is no program to rehabilitate a man's integrity. If a cop lies on the stand or otherwise commits perjury, steals from the evidence lockers, or pockets money from a suspect, all of which is documented at the Delaware County Sheriff's Office, he is finished. No second chances when it comes to integrity. One strike and you are out. I don't believe in a zero defect work environment. That is unreasonable, as we all make mistakes. But the one thing we cannot tolerate at all is corruption. The one thing we must insist on is integrity. Technical proficiency. One of our biggest problems in Delaware County is that there are many arrests made with no probable cause. Far too many Delaware County officers confuse reasonable suspicion with probable cause. Probable cause is the legal standard required to make an arrest, and it means there's more evidence a crime was committed than not. Reasonable suspicion is the legal standard officers use when relying on their intuition from a totality of the evidence to temporarily detain individuals for further investigation. In other words, reasonable suspicion is what they use to stop you temporarily, and then probable cause is what they use to arrest you. At that point, there has to be more evidence that something happened than not. For a long time now, the attitude of Delaware County officers has been to arrest citizens without probable cause and let the lawyers sort it out. This has resulted in an enormous number of wrongful arrests. Officers do this because they either don't understand probable cause or they don't care. No officer in Delaware County has ever faced negative consequences for making an arrest without probable cause, although it happens all the time. On the other hand, the arrested citizen faces severe consequences, to include rape, torture, assault, and other inhumane treatment, which we all know about, at least a little, because of the rape taxes and the torture taxes and all the other taxes that are forced on us for lawsuits based on criminal police misconduct. My deputies will understand and follow legal standards for stopping citizens and for arresting citizens. When I'm sheriff, no citizen is going to have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on bail and attorneys when they should have not been arrested to begin with. When in doubt, my deputies will not arrest, period. When my deputies have probable cause a crime has been committed, they will make a professional legal arrest. I promise I can fix Delaware County Sheriff's Office. For the municipal police departments that don't fall under my control, I can promise you transparency. I will not help them conceal unethical or illegal behavior. What I know, I will share with the public. Courtesy. Law enforcement officers are public servants. Every time a deputy interacts with a citizen, that deputy is talking to his employer. Deputies will meet the public with the greeting of the day, introduce himself, and state his purpose, and will do it with a sir or ma'am on every sentence. Officers are paid to be professional when talking to citizens. It is not the citizen's job to be professional toward the officer, although we hope they are. The best way for the officer to de-escalate a situation is to be polite. When he is abrasive or arrogant, it escalates the situation into something it probably didn't need to be. In the past, officers in Delaware County typically treat citizens according to their perceived status. As our scriptures tell us, we are not to despise the face of the poor, nor respect the face of the great. My deputies will treat everyone according to the same standard. The day I am sheriff, the days of law enforcement officers speaking with contempt to the people they serve will be over. As police instructor David RoboCop Sergeant teaches police candidates, you don't have to be rude to people just because you have some authority. These are just the immediate changes you will see when I'm sheriff. No more scandal after scandal, no more lawsuit taxes, no more nonsense. Thank you for watching, thank you for your support, and God bless. I look forward to serving you as Delaware County Sheriff, and see you at the polls on June 28th.